Hey, what's up? This is your boy Trey, and welcome to another episode of Trey Chicago Sports Talk. This is my co-host John, and my special guest Earl Ryder, who's back from vacation.
Yeah.
Today we're gonna get right into some Bulls talk. They beat the Pistons 100-94 on Sunday, but Derrick Rose got that foot injury. On Monday, we unfortunately lost to the Wizards, 87-84. But on Thursday, we unfortunately lost to those Heat, 83-72. They did some really hard fouls. James Jones with that flagrant on Joakim, and then Dwayne Wade with that foul on Rip. What'd you guys think about those?
Yeah, that was it's been a up and down week for us, like you said, and also on Wednesday they beat the Bobcats as well.
168.
Yeah, but going straight to that Miami game, I think Tibbs kind of said something that that hit the point. He said you got to expect this kind of play from the Miami Heat. In this time, they was directly sending a message saying that the playoffs is here. Don't you think, Earl?
Well, I think Tibbs hit the nail on the head, but at the same time, I feel as though the team needs to respond to it.
Yeah.
You can't expect that kind of play from Miami, but at the same time, what does the line get drawn? I mean, I just look at it in terms of the reverse. If that was Rip Hamilton followed Dwayne Wade, would Rip Hamilton still have been in that game?
No, he would have been probably ejected.
Yeah.
But the reason that Dwayne Wade was still in the game is because he's a superstar. If superstars get superstar calls, isn't that right, you guys?
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately that is true. But the thing that I had really had a problem with is that after all of that, after the foul with Rip Hamilton and the technicals and all that was called, Dwayne Wade got a breakaway layup. No one put him on his key strip. And that's what you got to do. So that's why I fought Tibbs that he should have had his guys up to play and told them, hey, no uncontested layups here.
Well, I'm not going to fault Tibbs on that because that team is pretty much close to the same team that Vinny Del Negro had. A few additions in terms of Kyle Korver, Boozer, Brewer, and stuff like that. But none of those guys have that mean streak. The Bulls are missing that player.
But we gotta have that mean streak like we did back in the early '90s of Pippen versus Detroit with Dennis Rodman putting them on his butt. We knew that.
But now we stopped. We didn't have that mean streak. We just came out there and played better team ball. They didn't actually respond to the dirty play of the Jordan rules back then. They just changed the way they played as a team to accomplish their goal. And I think that's what Tibbs are going to have to do. We're going to have to get more physical and put that game in those referees' hands to make those referees make those calls. If they're not going to make the calls, complain about it. What's the fine?
Yeah. I mean, that is true. And like me and Trey, when we was watching the game, said, if I have Butler sitting on the bench,
I was just thinking that, man.
I'm inserting him in the game. Tibbs, if you're listening, insert him in the game. Wrap somebody up, just like he was saying in the Detroit
too.
Right, but just like you said in the, back in those Detroit days, it was no problem for them to get a player off the bench and wrap them up
like a Cliff Livingston. A Scott Williams.
Not to hurt them, just to let them know we there.
Yeah, just to know we have a little say in what happens here.
But the league is getting down. What is the league for us now?
It's down to one game because Miami won last night. It's down to one game. And we play the defending champions tonight, so hopefully we need this win. Hopefully Derrick Rose plays, Lou Aldane does his thing, and John Lucas.
You know what that magic number is? I think it's
3.
Is it 3?
No, actually, it's two. It's a combination. It's actually 1 if we could just beat Indiana. All we need is a divisional game. That's it, just a divisional game. And then
but Indiana's tough, man. They got the 3 seeds.
They'll match us in terms of victories that we'll have.
Right. But let me ask you guys.
It's either a divisional game or 2 wins.
Or 2 wins. But let me ask you guys this: do you think we need that number 1 seed to beat the Heat?
Yes.
No.
Definitely.
Okay. Tell us why.
Because if we get the number 1 seed, we play Philadelphia. And they've been struggling the last month and a half, 2 months. If they get the 2 seed, that means they play New York, which they might get knocked off the first round, realistically, because Carmelo has been on the tear. Last Sunday, the game was really close. The game was 85-93 in front of them. And Carmelo can really do anything he wants to do.
Okay. Earl, why do you think that it don't make a difference?
Good teams went on the road. Good teams went on the road. So you would want that easier stretch to the finals that you can get. Philadelphia, don't get it twisted. They could be playing total possum.
Yeah.
Wait, just like Memphis did. Just like Memphis did. Memphis fell back to the 8th seed last year just because they knew they matched up better against San Antonio. Philadelphia matches up better against us than New York.
Before a month and a half.
How long do you think Memphis did it? Memphis did it for a pretty long time last year. I think that they need to go ahead and do their best. You always want to do your best. But if they fall to the 2 seed, I'll be a little bit happier because the road's a little bit easier. You avoid Boston in the second round. And I'm sorry, Boston is a lot better team than they were at the beginning of the season now. Right now.
Boston.
You don't want to see Boston. Boston is going to push Miami.
I love Avery Bradley, man.
That's what we said.
That's where I'm at.
Right, and we said that Boston will push is probably the only team that could actually dethrone the Heat right now.
Dethrone New York too.
Well, before they got to us.
New York too. I mean, New York can beat them.
I don't think New York can match them.
I don't think New York
can match them. New York doesn't play a good enough style of team ball to beat the Heat.
They've been better since Mike Woodson.
No, they have been a better team in terms of the fact that players have went down, so it's easier to set up offense around Carmelo Anthony than it is to set up an offense around Jeremy Lin, Carmelo Anthony, and Marty Stoudemire.
So that's basically what I'm saying is that what he did was just put everybody in their positions.
That's all.
I think that's what he did.
He just played people naturally in their spots. Melo didn't really fit the D'Antoni offense the way they thought he would. So of course he put Mike Woodson.
And then it's going to be an issue like we talked earlier that if he can get Amari to come off the bench, which I think is going to be tough for him. I think they'll be a better team and have a better shot in the playoffs.
He came back last night and didn't come off. And they got beat by the Cavaliers.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So it's going to be tough.
Well, that's a little chemistry thing, but I still feel like New York would give Miami some a good series because Melo could win a game against Miami. Amari could win a game against Miami. The question is, can Amari show up? Can Melo show up? I don't feel as a team New York could take Miami out, but they can push Miami to their limit. And the thing about the Bulls is that we're in a resting period right now. We've played 3 and 4 more games than everybody else, so we have games every other day or every 2 days. So that gives us an opportunity to rest up. So when the playoffs start, you want other teams to still not be as rested as you. You know? So if Miami has to run through, meet up with that Philadelphia team, and they sweep Philadelphia, that's cool because they destroy Philadelphia. But then they come up against a Boston. Because Boston, let's just face it, Orlando's not going to be able to beat Boston.
I mean, that's it. That's
it. He's up for the rest of the season with that back surgery.
They're done.
And I just see Boston. I just see Boston taking care of Orlando, meeting up with the Heat. If that goes to a Game 7, and we take care of whoever we play, that gives you an opportunity to not only rest up, you can rest D-Rose, you can rest Luau Dang a little bit more. So when we start, fresh legs, extra energy, let's push it, let's go.
And then we're ready to go. All right, go ahead and sounds good. All right. What we got next on tap when we come back, Trey?
We got a little Chicago White Sox baseball coming up next for your White Sox fans.
And little Cubbies.
Little Cubbies, too.
Welcome back, sports fans. This past week in baseball, the Prince came through and crowned the White Sox, and the Cubs went to Ozzie Land. It was a rough week for the Chicago baseball fans. Huh, sports guy?
Yeah, it was a tough week, especially for the Cubs. Like you said, they came back and started the week off facing the Marlins while Ozzie made his return, and they really put the hammer down on the Cubs, huh?
Yeah, they really did put the hammer down. Ozzie said, no prisoners.
Yep. That's the Cubs are having tough right now. I don't know what's going to happen. The only bright spot I think now is Castro. I think they got to build around him and see if we can get something going for next year.
You think Dale Swain is gonna get the 1 year hook?
No, he shouldn't. I mean, it's unfair if he do. It's unfair because he don't have nothing to work with. So, once they start building and get that free money up, then it'll be time.
But they have money.
Yeah, they have money, but the players are not available right now. And from what they're trying to do, they want to get a big slugger in here to go along with Castro. So, it's going to take time. We expected this to happen.
Can you name some big sluggers they're trying to
Well, I don't know offhand who's on the free agent list. Prince Fielder, I think they wanted to go after him, and he
got a 10-year contract.
Yeah, and they, unfortunately, they weren't going to pay him that much money. But so
I wanted them to go after Albert. But
yeah, well, that's another big contract.
I think I think they're doing it the right way.
Yeah,
they're trying to build through the farm system the way the Boston Red Sox did, the way the New York Yankees do. They're trying to build through the farm system instead of going out paying all these guys, paying some contracts to come in, and you're not sure how they're really going to perform in your city. You're taking them off of how they performed before. Whereas you get these guys out of the farm system, they come in, they build a name for themselves. It's easier to work with it.
Right.
Easier to work with it.
You mean like we did Alfonso Soriano that time from the Washington Nationals and the New York Yankees?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're trying to stray away from doing that.
And also, we know how our farm system was down there. It was
bad.
Yeah, it was completely bad. And I think that's the way you need to start it.
Right. And see, one of the main reasons it was completely bad is because we traded players away for other players.
Right.
Like Sergio Trey.
Yeah.
There's a lot of players. You can just go back you can just go back to Dontrell Willis. Now Dontrell Willis didn't finish his career greatly, but the beginning of it.
Right. We traded that away.
Was great.
Right, but we traded that away
for nothing.
Right.
We don't even know what we got back for that now.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Greg Maddux. We traded him before he became the Greg Maddux we knew with the Atlanta Braves. And then we got him back at the tail end of his career. But
when he was 45, but
yeah, that's true.
How about those White Sox?
Yeah, so what the Sox do for us? What the Sox do this week?
Let's go.
2-6.
2-6 is
or 4, something like that.
Yeah, it
felt like 6.
Yeah, it felt like 6, but they're the only team that's putting up some wins in the win column for Chicago right now. But the one thing I know you guys can agree is taking a step from baseball that from April to October, Chicago is the best city in the world, and we'll challenge anybody to that with the baseball and all the festivals and basketball and getting ready for football. Don't you guys think?
Yes, especially when the basketball's getting ready to end and the season is getting ready to end in April.
Yeah.
But picks right back up in October.
Right. And and the Sox are fitting right into that category.
I think Chicago is one of the better cities for that. But the best state would have to be Ohio. I'm sorry. Cleveland, Cincinnati.
Right.
I'm pretty sure there's another team that's in Ohio whose name I can't think of right now.
The Bengals?
Cincinnati Bengals.
They're doing their thing. They're okay.
Yeah.
The Cavaliers, they suck, but it's okay.
And more on the Bengals to come later. We got some Bengals news and football.
Bengals news,
yeah. But, and also,
but they're festivals. That's what we're talking about, the festivals. The festivals in Ohio are very good.
Yeah, they are good. They are good. A lot of, how can I put this, soul festivals there, the one thing that they have there. But, like Stacey King said, to quote him, that Chicago travels in droves. Yeah. And man, they're it's just good to be here.
It is.
It's good.
It's always good to be in Chicago.
And we want to give a quick shout out to our family members up there in New York who are Chicago transparent. Hope to have them on the show one day so they can tell us how it is to be a Chicago transplant in the New York State area.
Yeah, everybody watching.
Yeah.
They're going to be Skyping in one day.
Yeah. We're going to get them on the show.
All right, so when we come back, we're going to do a little hockey, get into it. The playoffs are here. Chicago Blackhawks took a couple hits.
Yeah.
All right.
We're back. Now it's time to talk a little... Little Blackhawks, guys. They started this playoff series against the Phoenix Coyotes down in Phoenix, where they went down there took a split, came back home on the ice and dropped both of them. And everybody's talking about that hit. What about that hit, Trey?
Raffy almost got himself wrapped up in jail.
Yeah, that was a big hit. Anytime you leave your feet on the skates, you're gonna get fined. And what he said, the fine came down the day, Earl?
Well, the league came through with he had a disciplinary hearing yesterday, and the results came in today for a 25-game suspension. So he's not going to be available for the rest of the playoffs, but the 25 games start next season. So it's full 25 games next season.
Okay, so then he's done for the playoffs.
Done for the playoffs.
Plus the 25.
Plus 25, because they don't know how many games he's going to get for the rest of the season.
Wow. All right, and then, Joe Quinville, he said some words about the officiating, that it was bad, which it was, and they fined him $10,000 for that. But you gotta speak up for your players, when something like that happens. So I'm sure that's a $10,000 hit easily.
$10,000 could be hit up, and it's going to charity. So
yeah,
makes the kids happy.
Like we said, unfortunately they dropped both games. Before the game, they had some Hall of Famers down there: Dennis Abad, Tony Esposito, Bobby Hall, and Stan Mikita, but unfortunately they couldn't bring them guys no luck. So hopefully they can go down here and win these two and come on back home and wrap the series.
Game 7.
There you
down 3-1 though.
There you go.
Keep your fingers crossed.
That's
Rocky
right.
fans.
Keep them crossed. Man, we're going to roll right on in
to some football.
To a little Bears news. Unfortunately, Kevin couldn't be with us this week, but he'll be joining us next week on some Bears talk. So let's get right into it, guys. Had some news this week. The Bears signed veteran linebacker Geno Hayes, who spent the past 4 seasons at Tampa Bay, looking to shore up some veteran on that linebacker core, don't you think?
Put some beef there, though. Put some beef.
Put a little beef there. What you think about that, Earl?
I actually like Geno Hayes. His first couple seasons in Tampa Bay, in the way that he was utilized, he actually looked pretty good. Like he'd be able to start there, but when he got to start finally in Tampa, it didn't work out for him. But maybe a new coach, different scheme, different town.
You think Raheem didn't use him right though?
Who?
Raheem?
Nah. I won't say I don't know if Raheem used him right, but the first couple seasons there, he looked different than he did under Raheem.
Well, Raheem wasn't doing a lot of things right there.
Well, Raheem didn't do a lot of things. That's why Raheem not there no more.
Exactly. That is true. That is
true. I
liked
Raheem.
No, Raheem was an okay coach. I liked his confidence, but sometimes when you put your foot in your mouth too far, they got pull the plug. They got pull the plug.
But wasn't Raheem like 20 years old, or wasn't he the same age as me?
Nah, he wasn't the same age as you. Nah,
I would have thought Raheem was the same age as me.
Nah, he just looked young, maybe, but he was a young
guy. Yeah,
he was young for a coach.
Yeah,
but he wasn't that young.
Nah, he wasn't that young. I mean, he was in his 30s.
I think he was allowed to drink,
The NFL draft is going to be coming up. It's actually Thursday, the 26th. Ends on Saturday, the 28th. Bears, it's been rumored that they're targeting the safety. What do you guys think about that?
We need safety work.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been targeting safeties for the last 3-4 drafts.
Peanut not working or something?
Well, Peanut doesn't
do Peanut, he's a corner.
I personally feel that that's a position that we need to go after.
Well, they signed
possibly trade up. I look at the mock drafts. I'm paying attention to the mock draft right now. We got Michael Floyd going at 16. I would love if the Bears just trade up those 3 slots
just to get him.
Yeah, give us another weapon on offense.
Yeah,
if you're not going to go after
sewing
up that defensive at corner,
right? The thing is that I think corner. Yeah, I think we could get to where we want to be with what we have.
You guys don't trust Peanut anymore?
Yeah, we trust Peanut, but they picked up a couple guys last week in the cornerback position. The thing is, they're looking for a defensive back, a guy by the name of Melvin Ingram out of the University of South Carolina. He's 6'2", 276 pounds. I think that's one thing to be addressed right now, to help out with Peppers on the line.
Some more beef, man. 276, man.
Yeah.
6'2", nice.
Yeah.
Well, I understand why the Bears are looking at a safety, and I understand why they're looking at D linemen. Both are key components of the base defense that the Bears run, which is that Tampa 2 cover 2 offense, or cover 2 defense, of Lovie Smith. So you want a defensive line that can put pressure on the quarterback, and if that fails, you want to have safeties in position, because the safeties are kind of like the quarterbacks of the defense in that cover 2. The better your safeties are, the better everybody else can play. Okay. So, I understand that, but whenever we do have to go to man coverage, it's atrocious.
Right. It is.
Didn't we change our cover 2 a little bit in some games? Like,
yeah, we played
some games.
Like when we played Detroit and whatever.
Right, we don't play the same. It's a base defense.
Right, that's our
base defense. There's a lot of different formations.
That's what we started.
Different types of coverages out of that.
Yes.
Cover 2 just means it's 2 deep safeties to cover the over the top pass.
Yeah. Also, you said that we want to look into more offense. I'm gonna throw a name out here and see. I think there's still some receivers that we could go out that surprisingly that they didn't go out. But on tight end, how would you feel about signing a guy like Jeremy Shockey, who's still out there?
What do you think, Trey?
A little old, maybe, because he's been around forever. You wouldn't want like a like 1 or 2 year receiver, like.
Yeah, I think we just need. What I'm saying is, I think we need something to fire up the offense. And Shockey gives us that firepower.
We have Brandon Marshall.
Yeah, well, you know what you're getting with Brandon. Brandon's going to be that consistent. But we need that spark plug that's going to start it up and that's going to get it going.
I just look at Jeremy Shockey and I see Greg Olsen. They're the same player. Jeremy Shockey's an older version of Greg Olsen.
Okay.
And when I look at Jeremy Shockey, he has a tendency to be a locker room cancer, which is something the Bears steer away from.
Right.
Otherwise, I'd say you need to go and get a guy like T.O. Sorry, T.O. can still produce.
But he's about 40 years old.
He can be 45.
Who's in the arena?
Can produce.
Who's also is in the arena league, so
he can
he's playing. Yeah,
he can still produce on the NFL level.
Yeah.
And I'm not asking him to be our best receiver.
No,
I'm just asking him to be a good receiver.
And I tell you what, if you don't cover him,
he'll burn you.
Don't cover him. So that frees up the coverage that Marshall will see. Ben will see.
Devin has to on the deep routes.
Yeah, they do. And I really wish they would go out and add another receiver.
T.O. though?
Well, he's out there. He's out there. It's a no hassle. With some of the other guys.
His troubles.
You know what? With the situation he's going through, he's not going to cause
trouble.
He needs
money.
He's not going to situation. He's not going to cause trouble.
And let me just say it like this: if he came into the Bears situation, the Bears wouldn't sign him to more than a 1 year deal anyway.
Right.
Okay. And they wouldn't give him all his money guaranteed.
Right.
He'd have to play a certain amount of games.
Right. Well, Randy Moss is already signed.
That was something we were.
Yeah. And also, before we get on the other football news, you guys seen the schedule?
Let's take a look.
Let's take a look. I'll give you Kevin's prediction. Who can, like I said, can be with us. Kevin, with this schedule, the Bears have the Colts, Packers, Rams, Cowboys, Jaguars, the Lions, Panthers, Titans, Texans, 49ers, the Vikings, Seahawks, the Vikings again, Packers, Cardinals, and end up at Detroit the last game of the season. Kevin sent his pick in. He said he's going to go with 12-4 or 11-5. What you guys going with?
97-10-6.
97-10-6. Healthy. That's 10-6 being healthy, right?
Yeah, 10-6 up.
Well, after re-looking at the schedule a couple times and just going off of what the teams were last year, if I just do that, I'll say 10-6.
Okay. 10-6 healthy?
10-6, barring injury.
Okay.
Did anybody make great moves this offseason?
A couple teams made some great moves. And there's a couple teams on the schedule that I penciled down as wins, but they're a little shaky. But depending on how Brandon Marshall and if we sign Matt Forte back, if we can get all that taken care of, I can see us possibly going 11-5, 12-4.
Well, I'll give my pick. I'm going to say, it might shock you guys, I'm going to say 13-3 healthy, and I'll say 11-5 injured. And the reason I say that because they're backing up everything that they're doing now. You know, they went out and got Jason Campbell, who can carry a team. So, unhealthy, I still say 11-5.
I don't know if Jason Campbell can carry a team, but
I think he can.
I think he'll be a decent backup.
You think the Raiders?
No, because I'm gonna tell you, if we had Jason Campbell last year, we in the playoffs. The way Forte was playing, and he stayed healthy. You know, and like Earl said, if we sign him this year, you know. So that being said, 13-3 and 11-5.
You think if Lovey doesn't do anything this year, is bye-bye Lovey?
Yeah,
no more love for Lovey?
Yeah, injury or whatever. You know, he's in the corner now. So, and it's time. I mean,
he's been 8 seasons.
Yeah, it's time.
He's been there 8 seasons.
It's time, and maybe we need that new fresh thing. So, all right, that's the Bears talk.
What's the Bears talk for this week?
Yeah. What we got coming up next? We're gonna talk a little the basketball news here.
Other news.
All right.
Welcome back, fans. Instead of Trey's Corner, we're going to visit a previous topic because Earl Ryder wasn't here last week. He was on vacation. We were talking about Skip.
Ho. I'll tell them what we was talking about. We was talking about that no good Skip Bayless and Jalen Rose. Jalen Rose got all into him. We're going to bring Earl up to speed. We're going to get back with a little Jay and Skip. Fans, watch this clip.
Watch this clip. We'll be back in a minute.
You let me down.
Steve didn't let nobody down. He stood up for his boy.
Steve.
He stood up for his boy. Stephen A is a real man.
You let me down, Steve.
No way, man.
You let me down.
No way.
I better not see you on the street, these.
That's a 10, that's a 11, that's a 12.
Oh, wow. You guys are real passionate about Skip Bayless and Jalen Rose, huh?
Yeah, just a little bit.
A lot.
Yeah.
So you seem to think it was okay for Skip to say what he said?
Yes, I think it was okay because sometimes Chris Bosh plays like Bosh Spice, and Jalen Rose has no point of saying anything to him. Because how many All-Star teams has he made? 0. How many championships has he got? 0.
But
how much credibility does he have? 0.
How many teams did Skip Bayless start for?
0.
1.
No, he didn't start.
He didn't start.
0.
He didn't even,
Yeah.
He didn't clock a minute, foul, a shot, an assist, a turnover, a steal, a block, a rebound, or a point. Or an attempt.
How many games?
But he's the next Pistol Pete. He can't even hold Pistol Pete's son's jockstrap. Let's just get it real.
Jalen Rose couldn't hold nothing when he was here. Couldn't hold nothing.
But who was the starting guard when Jalen Rose was here?
That's because we had Khalid.
I just want to know who it was.
We had Khalid on the
I just want to know who it was.
Jalen Rose started his whole career. He started his whole career for every team he played for.
Like the real Pistol Pete, who started
every year.
But Jalen Rose was quite bad when he was here.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but that was at the tail end of his career. At the beginning of his career, he gave Michael Jordan fits.
Yeah, and in Indiana, he was good as well.
He was very good in Indiana.
He was good as well.
He was okay.
Let's just say
he was okay.
Come on, dude. Are you serious with that? I mean, you're going to live
very good in Indiana.
Okay, he averaged about 16.
He was very good in Indiana for his role.
I don't think Skip can average 5 in the league. Off the bench. Off the bench. I'm talking about when he was 30.
Skip when the average 1.3 though.
Right.
He his high school time.
How many Emmys does this man have?
I don't care how many Emmys he has.
Now, hold on.
Is it okay to lie to get an Emmy?
Right now.
He's like, they ain't gonna take it away.
Is it okay?
They ain't gonna take it away.
Now, let me tell you this.
They're not gonna take the Emmy away.
You're not. Well, let's not say that because if he's lying, then that means that's almost like a player using steroids. Him lying. That's the credibility of that. Now, let me tell you this.
Put steroids in the same category.
Yes, it is. Because they're both lying. They're both liars.
Because you're lying.
Let me tell you this. Jalen has a chance to win an Emmy, but Skip never will have a chance to win an NBA championship.
Well, he didn't win it either.
No, he didn't. But he had a chance to.
He did. But this is what I'm saying. Is it okay for him to lie?
Hey,
I
don't care what he did in high school. I could care less.
But he put it out there.
So let me ask you. Okay,
He put it out there.
I could care less what this man did.
My other question to you is: should his credibility be challenged because he lied?
Not about no stupid high school.
He lied on
Not
what he
stupid
did.
high school.
No, yes, he lied. High school is stupid.
He
High
lied
school is
because he thought
stupid.
nobody would be able to find out that he was lying.
And Jalen Rose should not be able to hack into his personal affairs.
Jalen Rose didn't hack into his personal
It's out there for everybody to see. Now,
he didn't hack into it.
Right. I mean, he was garbage. Everybody
A
knows
sports
he was garbage.
company that runs that keeps records of high school games in Skip Bayless's hometown. That's who gave
Big
Jalen
City,
Rose that
Oklahoma.
information.
Right, come on now. Big City, Oklahoma City. He can't. I mean, there's nothing he can hide. He just lied. He lied. And his credibility has to be on the fritz right now because there's no way I can believe anything he says about himself.
I believe everything that Skip Bayless
There's no way.
said.
There's no way. There's no way I believe
You believe everything Skip Bayless said? Well, I got some beachfront property in Iowa for sale for you then.
Go ahead and buy that from him.
No.
You sure?
Go ahead and buy that from him.
But you believe everything Skip Bayless said?
Of course.
But he lied to you blatantly, and you know he lied.
He didn't lie to me because I was at school. He didn't lie to me. I was at school. He didn't lie to me at all.
But see, also what Jalen did. Also what Jalen did.
Print.
Jalen exposed him because he has a plan. He don't like Westbrook, so he's cool with the ring.
But Stephen A. Smith.
He don't like.
Stephen A. Smith stuck up for him, didn't he? Yes.
You know, you want to know why Stephen A. spoke up to
That's
him?
his brother.
And you let me down. That's not his brother. You let me down, Stephen, like I said before. But of course, he's going to step up to him to promote the show. You don't want anything to happen.
They make the show.
No, it's not about First Take. It's about the show that they want to have off of First Take.
They should have watch
and they
every
should,
doggone
and they
day.
won't.
I will
because
watch every doggone day.
ESPN is not going to give a liar a show.
They should
He's going to be on the show
permanently. Jalen Rose. They get Kurt Rambis to fill his spot. Let Kurt Rambis fill this man's spot.
Love Kurt.
Let Kurt Rambis fill this man's spot.
Love Kurt.
Because Kurt Rambis know a heck of a lot more than Jalen Rose.
No, I'm afraid.
And what does Skip Bayless know, considering that he didn't even play?
Right.
What does he know?
He's got 40 years in the business.
Of what?
Of lying.
Of what?
He's a liar.
40 years in the business.
We should hang him. I got the rope right here.
He went to Vanderbilt.
And
same college.
He lied. He lied at Vanderbilt. Let's look into that Vanderbilt.
Let's
look into that Vanderbilt. His SATs is wrong. His PASATs is wrong. He lied. Answer 9, answer 10, answer 12, answer 20, answer 7. Let's go. Yes. Good stuff, Tom.
he gonna throw my paper too.
He gonna throw your paper.
Welcome back, fans. Now that things are back to normal, I'd like to do the wrap up. First, thank my co-host John and my special guest Earl, and do 3 shout outs. Congratulations to Celia Fowles, who got re-signed by the Sky this week. Congratulations to Pat Summer for her retirement, and congratulations to Larry Brown for getting a new job at SMU. Next week is a bye week. We having bloopers next week. But the following week we having a playoff special. So keep sending your thoughts, ideas, and questions about this playoff special. Anytime.